So, you are not a wrestling fan, but you're looking to get into it. Something you've seen online, knowing that Raw is going to Netflix, has piqued your interest, as in something that you may want to tune into because you keep hearing the hoopla about this being a big night. And you're wondering, why should I watch Raw on Netflix? I have your answer. So I'm going to give you reasons why you need to watch Raw on Netflix and why. And I'm going to give you the breakdown of the matches that are happening and what you need to know about those matches to understand very quickly, very explained. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start with the main event. We have CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins. This is one of the big matches in this new era that we're in of WWE. Why? Okay, this feud between them is a real life feud. They both have a disdain and a hate for each other in real life. This feud goes back all the way to 2014. In 2014, it even goes deeper than that, but you don't need to know that. In 2014, CM Punk left the WWE. A lot of issues. There is a whole entire podcast he did with a former wrestler known as Colt Cabana, and CM Punk went scorched earth. Okay. He talked so much shit about WWE and some of the superstars who were in there. I believe The Miz is one to be named, but one person he's went at was Roman Reigns, and another person he went at was Seth Rollins. From 2014 to 2022, CM Punk continued to take shots at the WWE, at some of the wrestlers who worked there, and Seth Rollins did not fuck with that whatsoever. They had this online feuding going on and on and on and on and on. To Seth Rollins, in an interview, once calling him a cancer, when asked if he wanted to see CM Punk back in the WWE, Seth Rollins said, nope, absolutely not. That man is a cancer, and I want him to stay as far away from him. That's what he said in that interview, okay? But CM Punk in the WWE was never a thing we thought we would ever see again until it happened. In November of 2023, the most shocking thing happened. CM Punk returned to the WWE. The crowd went nuts. It was one of the loudest crowd reactions. The internet broke. Social media records were broke. CM Punk has came home to the WWE. But then there was also another clip that went viral that night. All you see, Seth Rollins was in the ring when CM Punk returned. And all you see is Seth Rollins going scorched earth in the ring, flipping out, freaking out, because he was so mad that CM Punk has came back to WWE. The crowd, social media, we loved it. And we were like, oh, WrestleMania 40 is going to look like CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is what we're thinking, and this is what we're hoping we're going to see at WrestleMania. But that's not what we got. CM Punk enters the Royal Rumble. CM Punk ends up losing the Royal Rumble. But more important than that, CM Punk ends up tearing his tricep off the bone of his arm. He ends up missing WrestleMania. Hell, Seth Rollins ends up hurting his knee. So they both end up getting injured. Seth Rollins still has enough to go to WrestleMania 40. Fights against The Rock and Roman Reigns. Fights against Drew McIntyre. Then Seth goes away for a little while to rehab his knee. CM Punk finally gets cleared. Has a banger of a feud with Drew McIntyre. Fights and participates in War Games. And Seth Rollins said, seeing CM Punk and seeing Roman Reigns in War Games, in a War Games match, which is a 2 steel cages, basically, 2 steel cages match, 5-on-5. Seeing CM Punk stand next to Roman Reigns made him so angry that he decided he wanted to fight CM Punk right then, right now. And he said, Seth Rollins himself said he couldn't wait till WrestleMania. He said he couldn't wait. So now we are here. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, a 10 plus year feud, a friendship that turned very bitter, very spiteful, a friendship that turned into hate, will culminate January 6th, Raw on Netflix. The next matchup we're going to talk about is the one and only Tribal Con to Combat Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. Okay, now, I could do a whole video for newcomers on the history of Roman Reigns. Okay, Roman Reigns was a wrestler who was very hated between 2015 to 2020. Very hated. People did not like Roman Reigns at all. He was the company man. He was picked to be the babyface, the guy who was supposed to take us into the future. And fans, because we didn't get to choose that guy, it was kind of just like, here's the guy and like him. Fans outraged. Fans talked so much shit about Roman Reigns. And every time he came out, we took every chance we could to boo the shit out of him. Every single chance. Until the pandemic hit. The pandemic hit. Roman Reigns decided to go away and wouldn't come back until they had true ideas. And Roman Reigns had the idea of turning heel. And the day Roman Reigns turned heel was the start of one of the greatest championship runs of all time. Roman Reigns came back as a new character, the Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns says he's the head of the table. He's the one who puts food on the table for his family. And if you know, the Samoan dynasty is a whole different amount. A lot of people in Roman Reigns' family are all wrestlers, okay? They're all very good wrestlers. You guys have ever heard of Rikishi? Rikishi is the father of a tag team in the WWE called the Usos. The Usos are Roman Reigns' cousins. Roman Reigns' father was a wrestler. The Rock. The Rock is Roman Reigns' cousin. The Rock's dad was a wrestler. The Rock's grandfather was a wrestler. I don't want to go through the whole Samoan dynasty, but you get the point. Okay. Roman Reigns loses after 4 years. He holds the title for 4 years. And then he loses in the main event of WrestleMania 40 to Cody Rhodes, ending his 4-year championship run. That was absolutely historic. And then what happens next is you have Solo Sikoa, someone who was brought up to the main roster by Roman Reigns, someone who was being prepped and groomed to be the tribal chief. But then you realize Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns was gone off TV for a little while. It didn't take Solo long to realize Roman's not here anymore. Roman lost. So what that means is he's not the tribal chief anymore. I am. Solo automatically becomes the tribal chief. He does the whole gimmick that Roman Reigns was doing when Roman Reigns was gone. Roman Reigns never appointed Solo as tribal chief. Solo took it. That became cause and issues. Roman Reigns returned to SummerSlam. Roman Reigns has been feuding with Solo Sikoa ever since. So this match is for what they call the Ula Fala. It's basically a huge Samoan necklace that is very important in historical Samoan culture. This match is for that. To see who is the true tribal chief and who is the true head of the table. Not only for WWE, but also in their family, in their bloodline. Now, there is one important thing that I didn't mention. There is someone who is one of the biggest, who is probably the biggest star in Hollywood, who will be returning tomorrow night and who will probably be watching that match very carefully. And his name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. To some people who are not wrestling fans, he is Maui from Moana or Agent Hobbs, Fast and Furious. He did the game plan. He was Joe in the game plan. He did the Rundown, The Mummy Returns, The Scorpion King, Tooth Fairy, Race to Witch Mountain. He did a lot of films. Okay. But the WWE is where he got to start at. To where in WWE, he is the Brahma Bull, the People's Champion, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment the world has ever seen. But in WWE now, he is known as the final boss, The Rock. The Rock is known as the final boss because he is on the board of WWE. We have WWE, UFC combined together. Now they make up TKO. The Rock is on the board of TKO. So now he's a boss. He's Triple H's boss. He's at the high seat now. Okay? So, where does The Rock fit into this? Okay? Last year in January, The Rock returned. The Rock returned to set up The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. That was supposed to be the match. The fans outraged, didn't want that match. And that's how we got to The Rock versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The Rock did not like that. The Rock decided to do something he hasn't done since 2003. The Rock said, I'm going to come and be a full-blooded heel. Heel is a term in the wrestling business known as a bad guy. And The Rock as a bad guy was absolutely insane. The Rock beat the fire out of Cody Rhodes. The Rock as a heel was some of the most entertaining work we've ever seen The Rock do. Then after WrestleMania, The Rock came out on Raw, shook Cody Rhodes' hand, and he said, I'll be back. The Rock's running off to the sunset. Your story with Roman Reigns is over, but our story is just beginning. And then The Rock went off to the sunset. Then, Bad Blood, October, in Atlanta. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes teamed up to go against Solo Sikoa and his new bloodline member, Jacob Fatu. Roman and Cody defeat them. Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes shake hands. Cody raises the title while they're in the ring, and then all you hear is that loud, emphatic, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, and the crowd goes apeshit. The Rock returns, walks out, looks around, sees Roman Reigns, sees Cody Rhodes in the same ring. The Rock raises his eyebrow, observes the scene, looks and goes, okay. And then gets up and leaves. And we haven't seen The Rock since. The Rock goes on Twitter and says he returns tomorrow. Now, we see what The Rock does. Because it's ironic that The Rock returns tomorrow when there is a battle to see who is the tribal chief between Roman Reigns and Solo. The Rock will return. Because at this end of the day, will The Rock officially become the High Chief, like the name of his grandfather, High Chief Pierre Maivia? Will The Rock officially become the High Chief, the man in charge, the final boss? What will The Rock do tomorrow on Netflix? You're going to have to tune in and find out. Next on the list, we have John Cena's last run, okay? You guys know who John Cena is. I hope you guys haven't been living under a rock. You guys know who John Cena is. Mr. You Can't See Me. We make fun of him all the time about being invisible. John Cena's been in Trainwreck. He was in G.I. Joe. I believe he did a G.I. Joe movie. He's Peacemaker. That's a big role he's in. He was also recently in the Fast and Furious movies. John Cena is a big name. He's always been a big name. He was the guy who had the spinner belt back in the day. He had a rap album. Rap album's fire. Okay? John Cena has been a WWE superstar. I think he's had a match every year since he started wrestling. At least one match in the WWE every year. It is now coming to a time where John Cena is officially retiring from WWE. John Cena will go the year 2025. John Cena will spend this whole year with the WWE and then announce that then retire at the end of the year. This will be the last full year we see John Cena. It's very sad. It hurts, but it is what it is. John Cena is retiring. We're all excited to see who he fights, who he faces on this last run. So if you guys were a previous wrestling fan before and you want to see John Cena go out on his sword, tune into that. And the final thing we're going to talk about is for the women. If you are a girl being like, oh, my boyfriend gets into wrestling, why should I? Like, I guess I'm here, so I might as well learn about the show. This is a match for you. I call this for the baddies. This match is simply for the baddies. So we have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, the women's world title. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So Rhea Ripley, absolute badass. Okay, Rhea Ripley beat the brakes. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan used to be tag team partners. Okay. Rhea Ripley turned on Liv Morgan and decided to join a group called the Judgment Day. While in the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley became a bigger star. And Liv kind of just floated into obscurity until Rhea Ripley injured Liv Morgan, tore everything up in her shoulder. Liv Morgan was gone for a while. And while Liv Morgan was gone, Rhea Ripley became a world champion. Rhea Ripley became an absolute dog. Okay, one of the biggest stars in the WWE is Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan returns at the Royal Rumble, comes back, and the first thing she's looking for and says is, "I'm coming for Rhea Ripley." WrestleMania occurs. Liv loses the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania occurs. Rhea Ripley's still champion. The night after WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley's walking out. Liv Morgan immediately attacks her. Liv attacks her in a way that Rhea Ripley ends up hurting her shoulder. And Rhea Ripley had to relinquish the World Heavyweight Championship. Eventually, probably a month later, Liv Morgan would end up winning the World Heavyweight Championship while she was gone. Liv Morgan wasn't just satisfied by winning the title after hurting Rhea. She wasn't just satisfied by that. Liv Morgan is on her revenge tour. She said she wants to take everything away from Rhea Ripley. So she set out on Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, who is the son of Rey Mysterio, was in the group called the Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley. And them two were like this, okay? Like, thick as thieves, I would definitely say. So Liv Morgan set her sights on Dom. And every time he saw Dom, Liv would talk that talk. Liv would walk by, give Dom her room key, walk away. One of the things I believe Liv Morgan said to Dom is, you don't need to be calling somebody mommy. You need someone who's going to be willing to call you daddy. Excuse me, I'm quite the screamer. These are some of the things Liv was saying to Dom. They had a tag team match on Raw. Liv and Dom won. And right when you think they're about to go for the kiss, Rhea Ripley's music comes out. Rhea Ripley walks out. Everyone's going crazy. Liv's face is like, oh shit. Oh. And that's when it starts. SummerSlam. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, the world title. Some people thought, all right, Rhea gets her title back. Cool, whatever, right? That's not what happened. Dominic Mysterio turns his back on Rhea Ripley. Leaving Rhea shocked, Liv Morgan wins the match, keeps the title, and then she now takes Dominic Mysterio from Rhea Ripley. And then she ends up taking the Judgment Day from Rhea Ripley. And now, Liv's revenge tour is over. She did everything she was going to. But now Rhea's revenge tour is here. Now Rhea's coming back, and Rhea wants her World Heavyweight title. She wants it back. And this, I believe, is where the feud ends. Tomorrow night, we have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Who wins? We don't know. And that's why you have to tune in tomorrow on Netflix. This show is going to be a banger of a show. There's probably going to be more surprises. If you are not a fan of the WWE, I ask you to watch tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is a can't miss. There's going to be wrestling has never been in this many households before. What Netflix brings to the table is unparalleled to anything we've ever seen before. And that's why tomorrow is must-see TV as we kick off the official road to WrestleMania. And boy, are we excited. Netflix, you better get ready. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. It has been your boy D, Forever Gang. And until forever finds you.